What do you want? You want the moon?
I think I finally know what I want to do with my life. I'm going to join the entertainment industry.
Abby, everybody knows you can't make any money with an arts degree.
But won't it make me happy?
Money can make you happy.
That's right, boys and girls. At Skitbags Radio, money can buy you happiness that creativity can't. We always talk to the best in Hollywood and entertainment who are going to show you how to buy the happiness you deserve. Always on Dash Talk X. And you better buckle up, saddle in, take your phone off the hook because we got a brand new ball game. Let's go.
All aboard!
Ding, 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 ding. Welcome, everybody, to the Skitbags Heavyweight Wrestling Championship of the World of Entertainment. Over in the blue corner, we have the most dangerous, the impregnable, the most killable, Miss TKP Tokyo Kuntpunch. And in the blue corner, we have the calm, the cool, the dangerous, and he may even owe you money, Mr. Matt Paul! Let's get ready to rumble! Oh God, the match starts. Tokyo TK comes right out. She gets him. She hooks him in the arm. A nice clothesline by Matt. She recovers well. She hops back up. And then she gets him the infamous Tokyo Kuntpunch. But he doesn't have a cunt. It's Skitbags Radio, baby. Let's get into it. Tokyo Kuntpunch. Matty Parks. We up in here in this game time. I'm Mr. CD Enforcer and it's Skitbags Radio.
Hell yeah, coming in hot, Carl. I was wondering where you're going to go with that one. You were like, all right, boxing match. And I'm like, who's going to win this motherfucker, bro? What are you doing? Cunt punch who doesn't have a cunt. That was great. That was a great little save there. What up, y'all? This is Sailor Dev, as usual, coming in live. And we are joined by two fabulous guests today. We got Tokyo Kuntpunch in the house, stand-up comedian extraordinaire, and the wizard of tech, my homie, Matthew Parks. What up, y'all? Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we base our show in the entertainment industry, and we're gonna start on that vein with comedy. So we want to talk to you, Tokyo. First of all, tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do, where you come from. Give us a little 411.
All right. So I'm a hooker. Do I mean a high class escort? No. I don't know what to say, y'all. I'm a comedian. You know what I'm saying?
Well, where are you from?
I'm from LA.
Oh, yeah. Born and
from
raised.
LA.
And what got you into comedy?
I don't know. Let me think about that. Hang on. I have no answer for that question. I think I just got tired of because I do music too, and it's just hard to. This is not funny at all.
It doesn't have to be funny. You just have to be you.
Comedy, I love fucking comedy. Yeah. I think it's just kind of natural for me, and I like, it's just a great way to like make friends. Also, got a lot of clients from the comedy now.
Oh shoot! Yeah, we're gonna dig into this this whoring. I like the sound of it. I'm a Tijuana man, so
a Tijuana man.
Listen, nobody knows anything about Tijuana. Never mind. What happens in Tijuana stays in Tijuana.
That's very true.
Does it?
That's right.
I don't know what you're talking about. What is the city you speak of?
I think it's in Philadelphia somewhere.
Shout out to Philly. Shout out to the homies.
Right.
South Philly.
Right.
God
So
damn.
I guess we always crack it off by breaking down something. What did you want to break down? You said you just saw something recently?
Yeah, I just saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. I heard about
snap.
this jam.
Yeah.
How was that?
I was expecting it to be an exact remake of the Manson story, so I was really surprised. I was surprised when it ended, and I was like, are they gonna come back and kill everybody? Like, what's
Wait, what story is it? I don't know.
Basically what it is Quentin Tarantino did his own personal rendition of the Manson story, but he did it in the vein of, I guess, his own personal creative interpretation. So he kind of flipped up the story, basically, but he didn't focus on them. He focused on a couple of, and that's DiCaprio was an entertainer that was working. He used to be the man. He's a piece of shit now, trying to get back in the game. But he happened to live near the houses where one of the women they killed that was pregnant was at in the original Manson days back in '69. So he was her next door neighbor.
Sharon Tate.
Which Manson
Sharon
is this?
Tate.
What are we talking about? Which
Chuck.
Manson?
So
Chuck.
back in
Chuck
the
Manson?
Chuck Buck.
Chuck Manson convinced these girls in his cult to go murder Sharon Tate and like a bunch of people in the Hollywood Hills. Wow. That's the facts. That's why Charles Manson is in fucking jail.
Yeah.
So
I never knew what it was for.
This
he just
story,
died. I heard. He died in jail.
This story from Tarantino is like incorporates real characters as well as like fictional characters. Like Leo and Brad's characters are fictional, but Margot Robbie's like she plays Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's more like I haven't even seen it, but from what I understand, it's more like a spaghetti western set in Hollywood. Hence the
so
name.
much Western shit.
Like,
I love that Western shit.
Yeah, pretty much and whatnot. And I did recently find out that it was a weird note. Actually, which not Brad Pitt. Who's the other one?
Leo.
So Leo, Brad Pitt's character, the stuntman.
What's that other guy's name?
What's that other?
Yeah.
I've seen him in a couple
Celebrity.
things. You know his face.
Number one, because Brad stole the show. If you see this shit, Brad kicked ass in this motherfucking
yeah.
movie.
Brad had to.
But
Brad
actually,
had to, man. Come on, man.
In
What
the
you been
original
doing?
Manson stories, there actually was a stuntman that was killed as part of the original killings and whatnot. So even though it may not have been the name was real, there was an actual stuntman that was involved.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
In the whole thing, which was
shit.
Brad's character. But yeah, basically they just took the whole thing. Now I don't know. I felt like this shit went slow as fuck. Have you guys seen this shit?
I haven't seen it. I was actually wondering
Super
if you guys
slow.
are gonna do like
Well,
spoilers.
we're gonna ruin it for
Okay,
you.
no, we won't do no spoilers.
We'll
Then I'll
ruin it for
I'll just keep
everybody.
to the general story and not get too many specifics. But let's just say it went pretty slow. It was heavily character driven. So you know how you like actors, right? Actors are dope, but they want to show their skill, right? So sometimes they want to drivel on for a while to
Of
show you
course.
how dope of an actor they are.
Yeah.
The way he embraced this character. I mean, the feeling, the depth of it, the pain. I could really, all this shit. Well, basically, it's about an hour and 15 minutes of that shit.
Wow.
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, nothing else was going on.
Yeah, it's
They
not
were
necessary. You didn't
how
feel like
about-
it progressed the story at all.
Oh, it didn't progress the story at all. The story didn't really progress until mid-movie, and then it started like
Picking
ramping up
Yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah,
but
yeah.
like literally, he could have cut out an hour of this movie, and you wouldn't have missed it at
okay.
all, and
Wow.
whatnot. Unless you wanted to really feel, I guess, the emotional side of what's happening with like DiCaprio's character and them, and Al Pacino was in it, and whatnot.
Yeah, that's
also,
what I wanna see.
The
Everybody
thing-
was in it.
Yeah,
Lena Dunham was in
Yeah.
it.
Lena
lot of
Dunham
great
was in it, huh?
Rumor Willis.
What's going
Yeah,
on with
Rumor
Lena
Willis.
Dunham?
Yeah, a lot of great talent.
Yeah, like about like halfway through the thing, I turned to my dad because I went with my parents, and I was like, "Dad, like this is moving real. So if you stay awake to the end of this movie, I will be impressed." My mom was like, "Don't worry, he gets his best sleep in the movie theaters." But my mom was like, "There is no Rick Dalton." I was like, "What the fuck's happening?" Because my parents can't handle any fucking violence. Like I tried to show them Clockwork Orange, and my mom's like, "Oh, we can watch that. We can't watch that."
Wow, we were just talking about that movie recently on here.
So I was like, Mom, I'm gonna have to like cover your eyes for some of these parts. Like I heard it's like a remake of the Manson movie, but then it wasn't.
Yeah, like I said, he put his own spin, so we didn't want to ruin any spoilers for those who haven't seen it. But let's just say Tarantino really flipped the script. It still, of course, has the gist of the Manson story. But like I said, it's told from an exterior perspective where you're not really following the Manson family or the Manson crew or their whole situation. You're following all these other people, and they just happen to be crossing paths with them in the story and whatnot through a 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
So.
But then the story still ends differently than how it ended. With
Yeah, it doesn't end exactly the same. Like there's
No.
some other stuff, but one of the things I would have to say would be a total spoiler because it's like
Let's ruin
it's
it.
like the curve.
No, it's all good. I was just thinking about
it's
it.
something that they want to see because that was like the best part of the movie was the end, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like that last hour and a half was like. It was starting to pop off, but previous to that, like I said, there's a lot of character development, a lot of building that normally you do in the first fucking 15 minutes of the movie,
Right.
and then you just get on with the shit. Well, he took an hour and 15 minutes to like say, all right, let's just introduce all these things. Let's see what everybody's testicle size is. Let's get it all perfect, and then it moves. So pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Carl and Tokyo have seen this Tokyo Kuntpunch.
Yes.
You can call me cunt face if that's easier for you.
I mean, none of it's easy. You know what I mean? Can you tell us where that name come from? Because I mean, it's going to
Sure,
justify us
it's not
saying it
as
on the show a lot more.
You know what? It's not as interesting as I'd like it to be. My big sister hung out with some actor that kept telling her, Tokyo Kuntpunch should be something. So then she started calling me that, and it kind of stuck. And I used to spell it 3 words, like with the C word in between.
Yeah.
But then I started a podcast with this dude called Let's Kill Ourselves. But he killed himself, so he's dead. I'm just kidding.
my God.
God.
He's hanging on. He's balancing, the meth and the heroin, getting it right.
There you go.
But Yeah.
Life all
Chemistry.
about balance.
So
Chemistry, bro.
he changed my last name so that it's a K, and he put it together so that like we wouldn't, get blocked in the search engines.
Oh,
Of course.
But I feel like, and I was out at a bar recently and some guy was like, so do you like cunt punches? And I had never pondered that. Like, do I like to be punched in the cunt? I have to think about it. I
Or
don't
do
know.
you
What
like
about
to
cunt punches
punch
and for
someone's
other
cunt?
people? Yeah. What about other people getting cunt punched or just
Mm-hmm.
watching someone you don't even know
Yeah.
get cunt punched? Like, do you like go down like a YouTube wormhole of cunt punches
Yeah,
every
man.
now and then?
I feel like I need to draw a fucking meme for this that just what I'm saying, that just like it just goes in and then you zoom in and it's like there's always one more. There's just one more
There's
cunt.
one more.
There's one more cunt getting
One more cunt to
punched.
be
You know what I'm
punched.
saying? One like
Wow.
fist. It's a fucking Tokyo fist. I don't know.
Tokyo fist.
Rising
Anime
sun.
fist punching a cunt.
But
wow.
interesting side note. I'd like to talk more about my parents for the rest of this interview. I'm just kidding.
No, yeah. I mean,
The show doubles as psychology therapy
That's
sessions.
right.
For anyone who
We're
requests.
all here because of our parents. Let's
Call us on the hotline,
Are we?
1-800.
Let's leave it at that.
I'm here because of doctors and scientists.
But yeah, so I was actually in a cult. I don't know how many of you guys have seen the documentary Holy Hell on Netflix, but
No, tell us about this.
that Speedo-clad guru was my master, and yeah, you might have seen him in Rosemary's Baby. You might have seen him doing some really interesting moves in a porn site. Like, he's been around. He's still hanging out in Hawaii, but it was funny because like
Can I get his IMDb link?
right? Because it sounds like
that was just a very
sounds like he's
diverse
tearing up.
portfolio.
He sounds like he's tearing shit up.
But it was weird because I was sitting there, with my parents, and I suddenly like watching the cult girls, in the thing, because I was in this cult. I was like, Mom, don't worry, it's not me, like it's not me. I'm not the little girl in the cult, because I feel like, my dad has a little guilt with
So
that.
you were actually in a cult, like a real cult? Did you have to
I
do
was
weird
in a
shit?
cult.
So you were like a Manson chick.
Yeah, I was definitely fucking brainwashed, and I tell you what, I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss it.
There's a comfort
Life
to
was
it?
a fuck lot easier when I could just put my fucking ambitions aside. But it's cool,
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Dev's full throttle nervous over here.
No.
He's like, whoa, I don't
Like,
know.
This shit's crazy.
No.
This whole episode's
Calling
getting
but a
cut
murderer
now.
up in this bitch.
That is not it.
Yes, exactly.
That was the face
many
of
cookies.
1,000 questions rolling through my brain at once.
That's funny.
First of which is I don't even know what I'm getting. I was like, cool, awesome. Then probably not. Then I don't know.
yeah,
I just
fuck
went
yeah.
through a whole series of.
It's a great documentary. It's like one of the top 5 docs on Netflix. Holy hell! Check it out. Yeah.
And you're part of that cult?
I got out of it. You know what? After my spiritual cult collapsed due to sexual manipulation, because this guy was gay, but my gaydar is terrible. So I didn't know, but he, nobody was talking, but he was fucking all the male disciples like clockwork, and nobody knew because they didn't talk about it. It was like their special thing. You know what I'm saying? But it was like clockwork. But anyways, I wasn't getting fucked, and I'm like, what was wrong with my fucking asshole? Like, I had an asshole just like all those guys. What the fuck was wrong with mine?
And it's a
fucked.
lot softer and well lotioned.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that was a little hurtful, but yeah, it collapsed, and then I felt like the only place I had left to turn to spiritually was hip hop. So I became a rapper. That's my other thing. But that doesn't pay the bills. So in my spare time, I rap dicks with my tongue.
There you go.
Nice.
There
nice.
you go.
Do you have any quick hot bars for us from your classic rap days?
Oh fuck!
I was just about to say.
it's still happening.
We're on radio. You gotta drop some bars.
Got just some bars, yo. It's the fast five, like what's my man Funk Flex or whoever the other dude is, the black guy with the dreads, like the black guy with the dreads.
Yeah.
It's the
Sway.
5 fingers of death.
Sway in the
Drop
morning.
those beats.
Okay, shit. It's a little fast for the one I'm thinking of. Hang on. You want me to freestyle? One stop
whatever,
mops,
yo.
one of these days on Nate Riot. Not that druggy Kid Barrera, though she taught. Not those Houston phonies keeping the LA picture bougie. The holder frame the whiz. I roll y'all like sushi on repeat. Y'all do me, bitch. I make them drown.
Yeah.
In and out my.
Tokyo Kuntpunch. I
Yeah,
like that.
that was
That was
fire.
nice.
Wow.
There you go.
That was hot.
Multi-talented.
That was good.
Can
Wow.
can
Thank
people
you.
peep your
You
music?
haven't even seen me suck dick yet either. What?
Man, we're missing out on the greatest.
Devin was asking, can they see your music anywhere, or is your music anywhere they can see
No,
it?
I was back to the dick suck thing.
He's like, man, I'm focused on the top topics right now.
No, but
hot topics.
where can people find your music though?
At hungyoungterrorist.com. So my rapper name's Hung Young Terrorist, and you can find me
Young Terrorist
on IG at I am Hung Young, HUNGYUNG.
I think you take the gold for names out of everyone who's ever been on our
I'm
show.
saying, damn.
Right.
You have definitely the gold medal, first place.
I gotta change my Instagram again.
Right?
Just fucking.
You right.
I
Charge
just changed
people to
that
make names
shit.
for them. Shit.
Yeah, that's
Goddamn.
it. That's super
So
fly, man.
this touring thing. What's the story with that?
The story with that, okay, so like my best friend was, she turned into a hooker. We were, we were like really close growing up. Like we fucked around, I got into like some satin sheets at her mom's place. It was good times. Denise knows. But yeah, no, then like then she grew up and like she like, I don't know, I was just so fascinated with her life. So, she became my hooker mentor. And you know what? She fucking hooked her way all the way to the wealthiest rehab in Malibu.
Hey,
Now
there
she's
you
a
go.
fucking sober living counselor.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So
Wow.
Ben Affleck was her client before, and he's her client now.
That is
Wow,
such
look
a
at that.
Hollywood
Moving
story.
on up.
Wow.
That's fucking.
I was
Moving
kidding.
on up the
That's
dick.
not really her client, but
No, Ben's definitely fucked up.
Yeah.
Was he from Boston?
We know
Yeah,
some
yeah.
others that shall remain nameless that
Yeah.
may or may not have been her client in Malibu.
I wrote
From
that-
either one.
Yes. Yes,
I wrote
me
that
too.
joke, and someone was like, "Oh, you shouldn't use his name. That sounds like that's true."
Yeah.
I'm like,
I was like, that's the funniest part.
That's what
That's
makes jokes
why.
funny. You know what I mean?
That's
Jokes
It is
are
why
funny
good.
it's
'cause
funny.
That is a good joke though. Keep that. If you have that in your set.
Right.
I haven't tried it yet, but yeah.
Right. Now I saw some of your pictures with your set. You had like a guitar and stuff. So you do like the musical comedy thing?
I
Or?
do, yeah. I have a song called Big Titted Cows.
Can I hear some words from Big Titty Cows?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to back up. Do you want me to just say them?
Just do it a cappella.
All right. I haven't done any scales today, but I have sucked a couple dicks and coated my throat accordingly. So here we go.
There we go.
Hopefully there was pineapple in there.
Big titty cows that don't mean a thing, that just walk around looking really pretty. Oh, eat my beef, yeah, squeeze my meat. Well, I kinda wanna rub it on your titties.
Yes.
Wow. Hot damn.
Tokyo Kuntpunch.
Came in here and
That's
dropped the
right.
fucking scales on us and shit.
Ah, got some pipes.
Yeah, damn.
You know what that reminds you of? It sounds like Maureen's Over the Moon from Rent.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I thought I'd heard that specific song before. I was like, the first few, like the first measure, I was like, wait a minute. Have I heard this song before?
I really want to do a music video, and I just want to hire a bunch of girls with the biggest tits ever.
Let
and just
me
like,
So
help.
we have,
we have film equipment.
production crew.
We got shit, Skitbags. Let's Skitbags
in the town.
produce
you
it.
produce it, dude. Hell
I'm
yeah.
like
High
not
five.
joking.
I'm down.
We're
Real
like,
talk.
You know
got
what
we're
I'm
like
thinking.
serious.
I got you.
Hashtag so serious.
Dude,
Yes.
fuck yeah.
Super
I wanna,
serious out here.
I want to do like dancing with like, I want 5 girls with big tits. You guys, I fully welcome your creative input on this. But I just wanna-
You're doing great.
Yeah.
like I want them to make lines,
song.
like all on their knees, and I just want to like crawl through them, or like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I
hit
see
me
what you're
with the
saying.
titties.
Yeah. I know
I mean?
exactly what you mean.
Be a viral
Like I think we should get him in like plank position, right? And you just crawling through him like soldier style, and just titties just smacking you on the face while you're singing.
Right? And we can
it's
get
like,
Mac to do the
yeah.
marketing for it. And the sponsorships and marketing. Mac can put
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can get this going.
Let's make it happen.
Our next advertiser is going to be Hustler Magazine.
There you go.
Hey, we'll be big.
I've actually done a gig for Playboy, so I would love to work
You
with
have?
Playboy. Yeah.
So if
Nice.
we shout out
Yeah.
to Playboy Radio here. We did 2 shows for them, 2
Oh,
pilots.
nice.
Yeah.
No, I mean an actual Playboy. I mean,
Oh, like in the magazine?
Are you
No, it was
model?
actually one of their TV shows. That's very sweet of you to say. No.
Soft porn.
No, it was relatively hard porn. So, this was actually no lie. I think this might have been my first gig in LA. I was
That's
fresh
also a
off the
very
flying
Hollywood
boat.
story.
I like left New York and lived in Vegas for a month, and then I came to LA and was applying to gigs and stuff, but not really because I was living up in Valencia, like doing the show up at Cal Arts with the kids over there. Sorry to call you guys kids, but you are. I was doing that thing, and then Playboy hit me up via like backstage, like I was applying all these gigs, and they were like, "Hey, like you're a great height or whatever. Like we would love to bring you in for this."
Wait, they said you're like tall?
Yeah. They said,
You got a good look.
yeah.
Look like you got a big dick.
That's what
Come
they
on
said.
in.
Yeah, that's what they said. Basically, they were like, They were like, we like your height. Why don't you come on in? And I'm like, I've been tall my whole life. I know what it means when motherfuckers
Are you sure
say
they didn't
that.
say measurements?
You know what? They might as well have, because the thing is like I came in for the audition. It was for this like reality TV show they had called Cougar Town, which I don't even know if it ever happened.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I remember that show.
Well,
on
I never
TV.
saw my
I've seen
episode,
that.
but I'm in a whole episode of it.
That's hilarious.
First TV show I ever did, like for like a major network or whatever. And they were like, yeah, it's just reality. I had like this crazy haircut, like dreads in the front and dreads out back, and just like
dread mullet?
It was a weird dread mullet. Yeah.
Whoa, that sounds awesome.
A dreadlet?
I want to
Yeah,
make
it was
fun
a,
of
it
you
was
so
a
bad.
dreadlet.
Sounds hot.
It was really funny.
Pull up pictures.
I thought it was hilarious. So
Go
this
to YouTube
episode,
for the picture.
And at the time, I really wanted to keep doing comedy because I was doing stand up in New York, and so I was like, whatever, like I'll go to this audition. I went. Everybody else there is like, all the guys are like super serious porn star looking guys, and I was like, and I'm like there like with this weird hair, being like, man, this is strange. And I went to the audition, and they already asked me like, are you comfortable like taking off your shirt or whatever? And then I was in the audition, and they were like, are you comfortable getting like naked? And I was like, yeah, whatever. I've showed my dick plenty of times, whatever. I've showed my dick for less. Right. So
Yeah.
I
You're
popped
paying
off
me?
the pants. I popped off the pants, and no lie, they were like, all right, so we start filming on this day. Obviously you have the part. So just come in at this time, and we'll send you the call sheet tomorrow. I was like, well, that's the most flattering shit anyone's ever said on my day in my life.
That's nice.
In my life.
Right, I wish all auditions were like that.
Is that like
Yeah.
on your
Walk in,
website?
pop the bad boy open,
I
stay
actually
there.
don't even have it on my resume because I've never seen the episode, but I know in that episode I was still drinking very heavily, so I got pretty wasted. Obviously, open bar. It was at like this mansion in Hollywood Hills,
Yeah, open
and
bar.
all these fine ass women. They like after I took my pants off or whatever. They all right, here are the girls. Like pick a couple of them that you're interested in, and like come like with some game ready to spit at them or whatever. And it was some fine ass women. They were not really that old enough to be cougars, but I was like, I'm into it. Yeah, but I was real drunk for that episode. I remember doing the helicopter dick. I just like spun my hips around in a circle to make my dick into a helicopter.
Is that what you put
That
on
was the
your-
drunkest moment of the whole episode, and that was probably the moment where I knew I wasn't going to sleep with one of the ladies.
That's
Damn.
what you list under your special
Yeah.
skills on your resume.
But I did, funniest thing, this is the
Helicopter.
last part of the story, and it's really funny actually, which is the only reason I want to see the episode. So this girl who was one of the cougars was an MMA fighter. She's like a UFC fighter.
What's her name?
I can't remember her name, but she was a UFC fighter, and she was really hot, and she was like, who wants to fucking like go against me right now? And I was trashed. I was like, oh, you better believe I'm gonna wrestle you for sure. So we get in there, and they like have our mics taken off and all this stuff, and they pull out this big giant mat on this giant room in the mansion and like get us like going at each other. And right before I start wrestling her, I guess her manager or somebody comes up to me that like represents her, and they were like, hey, just so you know, she likes to make people pass out. So like if she puts you in a chokehold and you start getting a little tingly up in your head, you're about to pass out. So just tap before that happens. And in my
Damn.
mind, I'm like, I'd be damned if I'm gonna let this bitch whoop my ass on national television. So she does it. At some point, she just gets there eventually. I mean, she's a trained fighter, She gets there. She gets the chokehold move on me and shit, and I feel that tingle coming. I was like, nah. I ripped this bitch off me, and I picked her up like WWE style, like picked her whole body up and just body slammed the shit out this chick in front of everybody.
Damn.
And everybody was like, oh no. They were so upset. Everybody was so upset. And then after that, I like, they like took a moment, they like cut the cameras and everything.
Right.
And they
Oh
took
my
a moment
God.
and we reset, and then I let her beat me. And then as I was watching the next people fight, I realized why we were fighting in the first place is because all our genitalia kept popping out of our shorts and out of her. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like basically naked during most of this fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this was supposed to be, oh, right, Playboy.
Oh,
Yeah, this is supposed to be
damn.
sexy.
This is supposed to be sexy.
I was supposed to get my ass whooped.
Drunk Will's going hard in the paint.
Flexing
I
over.
body slammed the shit out of this chick on fucking television. So there you go.
There's footage of this
I gotta see
somewhere.
that.
Yeah,
I have to see it. I still have never seen this.
Because like I'm
I
still
assume it
wondering
got cut.
why the fuck you haven't brought this up and we haven't broken this down on Fight
I
Dub.
don't know. I've never thought about it. I've
Oh
never
my
been.
God,
I've
that'd
never
be a
been on
great
Fight
Fight
Dub.
Dub.
Tune into the next episode of Fight
Yeah,
Dub.
yeah. I
Where
might
we
be the
talk
guest.
about Will going crazy
Yeah.
in a drunken rampage.
I might be
set.
on the mics next episode of Fight Dub because that was a real thing. She was hot though. I mean, if I can get her number, I'd body slam her all day.
Well, hell
Damn.
yeah.
She was hot.
Hell yeah. I
What
wish
do they-
Playboy would have did our pilots and played them.
Why did they want you to do the helicopter dick just for fun?
They did.
Nobody asked.
I was gonna say that was unsolicited.
That was just you.
No one asked me to do that.
That was you.
This is creative.
What
input.
happened is we were all hanging out the hot tub, and the guys told us, they were like, at the beginning before we even started filming, they were like, hey, just so you guys know, for the guys who are here, you get paid this much. But it gets double that if you get fully naked. So I was like, say less, my nigga. I will be butt ass naked in the first 5 minutes. You better believe it, for no reason.
Right.
But so towards the end, we were all at the hot tub, and it was towards the end of the night, and I'd already body slammed this chick, and I'm trashed. And I was supposed to be, I was like dancing, and they were like, ooh, man, you got some moves. So I went really in and started doing like some James Brown moves, butt ass naked. And then I was like, this is real fun. I'm going to tear it up. And then I just started doing helicopter dick, and no one asked for that. But it's on
happened.
camera.
Nice.
The
It's on
dude,
camera?
the dude with the camera
Damn.
was like, oh shit. Like, he was like, this is fucking cold. Cannot miss this moment.
Right. Hilarious.
Camera 3, close up on helicopter.
Wow, Tokyo, I honestly, I had forgotten about this whole thing until we brought up all these things you were talking about.
Yeah, when you say that, you remind me of somebody did that to me. Actually, it was a dude.
A helicopter dick?
He stood up on the hotel bed and he did a helicopter dick in the
Yeah.
morning. He thought it was real cute, but I was not in the mood. And I tell you, I got
I thought it was
dressed
cute
real
at the time
fast.
too. Yeah. Yeah, the girls were not feeling it. So, as a note for the kid out in Indiana, don't do the helicopter dick when you first get to LA. No one thinks it's cool.
Right? Oh my God. So speaking of helicopter dicks and playboys, you've been performing a lot around town, I noticed. You did Kill Tony, a bunch of other shows. I
Yeah.
seen you've been performing with a lot of the top
Hotel
comedians.
rooms?
Right now,
Oh.
well, hotel rooms too.
You know.
So go down the list of some of the performers who you've been rolling with out here and
Oh,
checking
shit.
out, and some of your
Well-
favorite shows you've done.
Okay, shit's kind of popped off recently since Kill Tony. Thank you so much, Tony. Hinchcliffe, Brian Redband. Oh my
Yeah.
fucking God. They've been pimping me out, to be honest. Like, it's been amazing. It has been amazing. So I got booked from my Kill Tony set for the Ice House. They interviewed me for like 15 minutes. It was the best 15 minutes of my life. I came the whole time.
Nice.
Like, it was dope. Okay, so then I got booked to the Ice House, and fucking I was on the bill with like Brian Redband and fucking Sam Tripoli and like
Nice.
Rydoon, and then yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's just been fucking sweet. And then I just did the Laugh Factory. So yeah, shit's been cool. It's just been
Yeah, it's going up. It sounds like it's going up.
What do you like between those 3 rooms? Because they're very different. The Ice House to the Laugh Factory to the store.
Yeah,
where
very
in the store
different,
were
very
you? Were
different.
you like main room or what was it?
never. Oh yeah, main room. I
For
was
Kill Tony?
For Kill Tony, that was
Yeah.
my first time in the main room. But I performed in the other rooms. But yeah, the store is like, well, I don't know. I don't want to talk favorites. I might like hurt somebody's feelings.
Number one, there's a clear beef
Feel like
anyway
it's a
between these places. I notice a lot of Laugh Factory guys don't do the Comedy Store. The Comedy Store don't do the Laugh Factory. I don't know if y'all noticed that shit. There's like the Improv or whatever
I've
it is
not
down the
noticed
street.
that.
They don't.
I've noticed like the
there's not much
general,
crisscrossing
you know,
going
like-
on. It's like a low key.
Yeah.
And they said back in the 70s or 60s or something, there was like a real actual beef over like some shit. Like they were damn near like gangs, like fucking sharks and whatever they're called from that damn movie and shit, Grease or some shit. These
Jets in the
Yeah,
Are you talking West Side Story?
Yeah, West Side Story. No, I'm saying it's all white people music.
yeah.
White people musicals. You know, white people musicals. You know, the bad guys, the good guys. They want to fuck the chick like Romeo and Juliet. Same story every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was great anyway. But they hated each other, so I was wondering. Don't worry about hurting people's feelings. Was the point? Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Which
I'd
one do
rather
you like
suck
better?
'em.
Say what you want.
What do you like
I'd
better?
rather suck them.
Well, that
Suck 'em or
happens
fuck 'em,
during the
whatever,
fucking.
you know?
Good philosophy.
That happens
I like
during
it.
the fucking.
No,
I'm a fan.
it's just it's easier not to talk in general. Just like, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, could you
fuck were we
describe each
talking
room?
about?
Could you describe each room? Like what? Instead of
Each
saying
room?
who's better, what was the Comedy Store like? What was the
Okay.
Laugh Factory like? What was Ice House like?
All right, well, Laugh Factory was like, I was jizzing the whole time because it was my first time like on the stage, and it went really well. I got some dope pics. I like it there. I don't know. I really love it everywhere. I just love being around the comedy scene, to be honest with you. Comedy Store is just so much fun because I know everybody there. I love talking to people. Everybody's so much fun. Like I met you back there last week. Like I just found out about that back area, and it's like that area is so fucking tight. Like
So fucking tight.
I got back there.
Back patio.
Yeah.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
patio's
dude.
everything, bro.
Secret back patio.
So
I love that
fucking
shit.
good.
Sorry, public.
I love that
Not
spot.
allowed.
Yeah, and Tony was back there for the first time, and I ran into him by accident. I was trying to go talk to William Montgomery, and then I saw all of a sudden Tony was standing there, and I was like, oh fuck? Like it felt like a fucking like beam of light, like a powerful like light. You know what I'm saying? I was a little fucking shook. So I was like, oh, I was like, is it okay if I stand here? He's like, you're fine. You're fine. I was like,
that's just what you're feeling is
But
that's
I'm cool
Tony's
now.
like he's got
I'm
this
cool
really
now.
cool I'm not an asshole but I'm an asshole thing going on.
he's so cool.
Because
Like
he's actually a really nice guy
Yeah.
and whatnot, but he's gotten really popular, so you know how people act.
The golden
Totally.
pony has to keep his persona.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got to keep it cool. You know
I
what
asked
I mean?
him about that. I was like, why did they call you the golden pony? Apparently he has a massive dick.
Hey.
Wow.
You and him.
Beautiful.
Is that what
Me?
he said?
Well together.
Is that fucking what he said? Because that is not the truth at all. He has talked about it on podcasts many times. It came from him, everybody making fun of him for bringing in like some board game or some, or no,
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were at the Comedy Store and they were playing a game in the basement or something, and he kept coming in making fun of them playing this board game, and they made him a character in the game, which was the Golden Pony. So every time to annoy him, they were like, "Hey, Golden Pony! Hey, Golden Pony!"
Now
Like,
that sounds
So
like my
he turned
comedy
it into
story.
a dick thing. Okay, that's smart.
and that's from his mouth. So like,
That's smart. That's smart.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure I'm fucking up the facts, but it's something along those lines.
Right. But that's what they probably tell the women.
Exactly. That's why it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
hilarious.
that makes sense.
It's,
That makes sense.
cock's fucking here.
Oh yeah.
That makes
it's
sense.
such a Tony thing.
And then
Like a man's arm.
Like a man, not a baby. Oh man.
Has its own birth certificate.
But how about the Ice House and Laugh
Oh, the
Factory?
Ice House. Ice House, actually, interestingly, they turned me down. When I first tried to play there, I sent them a tape, and they were like, I guess it was a different guy worked there at the time, a guy named Jan, who apparently does not like most shit. But it was my comedy, which, you know, is very fucking edgy. And he was like, come back when you have 20 minutes of clean material. And I was like, I have 1 minute of clean fucking material. But then, like, I got booked on this show. That's why I was so happy. But I guess stage 2 is different. And I guess my email had gotten to a weird booker. But no, shit's been fucking popping off. And then Tony, like, got on the No Jumper podcast and, like, talked about the prostitute that was on the fucking
Oh, so you got a
episode.
shout out
That's
on No
hilarious.
Jumper and everything.
Yeah, no fucking jumper with fucking he's like, you know, and Ian Edwards too, like
Yeah.
to be there on the stage with fucking Ian Edwards, like it was just so fucking
Nice.
sexy. So
Nice.
I told Tony when I last saw him, like I owe him a bunch of blowjobs. I gave Brian a blowjob for my set at the Ice House,
Yeah.
and I'm planning on blowing both of you guys
Woo!
for the. I'm just kidding.
That's the perfect
I fuck
transition
that.
right there. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about blowjobs and No Jumper. So we got
we're,
our other guest over here, Mr. Matt Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Matt, what
What's
you
up,
offering?
Matt
So you got
Parks?
blowjobs. So
Yeah,
what
give
the fuck you
yourself
got
some
over
cool
here?
mic. That's cool mic. Blowjobs and jump shots. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I don't really work out of hotels. Don't do a lot of blowjobs, so I'm kind of out of scope with a lot of the podcasts so far.
Right?
But no, I actually went to the Comedy Store the other night. I really liked that place.
cool.
Devin and I went out there.
Nice.
So that was a really cool spot. Definitely like that.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I'm here today. I think just to kind of just hang out and talk. I mean, you know, me and Devin have known each other for a long time.
Nice.
Um,
Well, tell us
I think
about yourself, man.
Yeah, so you know, mostly just do porn. That's the one similar.
We made our come up in Tampa together in the porn scene. You know,
Yeah, Tampa's huge on porn.
producers.
I believe that.
No, it really is.
It
it's a
is.
problem.
It's like the Valley. Seriously, it's the Valley and then Tampa.
Wow.
Because a lot of companies have been leaving California because of the taxes, and they
Of
come to
course.
Florida with no state tax. It's cheaper.
Low
And
morals,
Tampa
too. Low
is the
morals
strip
standards,
club
yeah.
capital of America. There's more strip clubs per square mile
In Tampa?
in Tampa than there is anywhere else.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Atlanta, did you hear that? Atlanta, did you
we
fucking
got
hear
it.
that?
What up, fucking Luda? I got you, bro. You
Come on,
shout out
y'all,
Mars
rise
Venus.
up, rise up, Falcons. Let's fix this shit.
Fuck that.
Ain't no way we got Magic City. We out here getting our ass whooped by Tampa.
So build some
Okay.
more strip clubs.
They couldn't touch the fucking Falcons. Let's fix this shit right away.
It'd be a long battle, man. There's like one. There's like one like every other block. It's fucking
Shit.
horrible.
Wow.
Right, so you're in the entertainment game too, right? What's the thing that you do on the entertainment side of stuff, man?
Yeah, so I own a marketing agency. We do marketing, advertising, content development. You know, some musicians, a few different like brands that work around the space.
Yeah.
We represent mostly larger brands.
Nice. Did you want to run off a couple of names? You know what I'm saying?
Brag a little bit, bro. Brag.
Yeah, so we work with like a lot of like esports brands, a lot of international like industrial stuff. It's not like a lot of sexy stuff. It's not like we're working with Nike or anything like that.
No,
you know, but
I mean,
Give it time.
esports, like, you know, that's like, in case anybody that's listening to this doesn't know, the highest grossing form of entertainment in the whole world by far right
Yep.
now is video games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
they are
Shout out to our boys,
a
Rustin.
multi-billion
Yep.
dollar industry that is
And that's the thing when
Yeah,
they got
they're
to get the
dusting
contracts to like play like NBA and all that stuff. Whatnot.
That
EA
shit,
Sports,
that's
all
just
those
like
guys.
jumping off right now. So like the way it's changing is like a lot of these big teams are seeing like, okay, the overhead's way lower to run a team. You know, you're putting like 5 nerds in like an apartment somewhere,
Yep.
all with nice
Yep.
computers, and you're getting everybody set up and you know in a comfortable position, and then just pretty much saying like, fucking live there and play games all day.
Have you been to any of the events for like video game or esports kind of stuff?
No, so I've been to a few like local like stuff things down in Florida, like the ESL circuit, and in Florida isn't really that big. There is Orlando. The real 2 big ones are the one out here in LA and then the one in New York, at least for the US.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to really represent mostly like the teams inside of it, because what we've seen is that they have an immense amount of funding, a really low
overhead,
you know, perception of like brand equity. So as these teams are forming, you know, like people like the Lakers, they just bought a team. What's his name from Shark Tank?
Cuban? Not Cuban.
Yeah, Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
He
Mark
bought
Cuban,
like 2
yeah,
different
yeah.
sports teams, a whole bunch of athletes now. LeBron James just bought 2 teams. So all these people are getting into it because they see the value of it, but at the same time, they don't have any comprehension of like how to brand something
Like
that
what's going
doesn't
on.
have.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's not the same as a team where you can have that favorite player. That player may, you know, move to a new team next year. So you have to always be pushing the franchise and only the franchise. You can't really rep the players too hard.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I like that's actually this hat I'm wearing right now. You know, they want to see it on camera. Blast Pro Series. If you guys want to see it. Bang.
Bang bang.
It's I was working. I normally only bartend for like the companies I work for. They're like event staffing companies, but I did this one event where we were like selling merchandise. I got a bunch of free merch, which like in that realm, like because it's merchandise that's around the marketing and stuff for the teams. They were selling teams jerseys. Bro, no lie, these are nerds. Like they're, you know, like these are video games we're talking about. These dudes are sitting on a computer like shooting each other over and over again. That's the whole fucking game. And this jersey for like the team that's like apparently the world champions. What are they called?
FaZe Clan?
No, not FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan has actually had a bad season, but it's
Fnatic?
not Fnatic. Team Liquid. Team Liquid. Yeah, Team Liquid. Their jerseys were like $84, and people were just dropping that money for that shit. I was like, yo, word is bond.
Well, it's so like 3 years ago, it was like a $5 billion a year industry.
Yeah.
2 years ago, it was 8. Last year, it was a 14, and this year it's supposed to be almost a 30 billion.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's growing like fast.
Oh,
And the thing
man.
is, it's different because instead of, you know, like something like, for instance, like NFL, we'll use that as an example. Like the NFL, you know, you have the team that owns the team. You have the TV channel that's, you know, putting it out. Somebody owns the publishing rights. Somebody has to talk to the league. There's all these different entities that have to come together to make these deals happen, so they become very expensive for everybody to get paid.
Yeah.
Esports is completely different. The manufacturer of the game owns that league. They own the arena, which is the digital arena. So, you know, you can make the arena as big as you need.
Yeah.
Most of your viewership's coming from people at home.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who are
Yeah.
buying things with ads. They're the ones, you know, getting the ad credits rolling. People that go, you know, ESL Cologne, I think it had like 185,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people,
That's
but they had,
crazy.
you know, 40 million people at home watching, and all these people are using, you know, their money to either buy something for the game, something like merch, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like it's blowing up really fast.
Merch is crazy.
So
in
it's
the
almost
video game
like
world.
Ready Player One is real.
It's getting,
Pretty
I mean,
much.
it's not- yeah,
like
it's
to a
not-
certain
it's-
extent, you know.
It's
Yeah.
not quite there. It's getting, I think, you know, more and more competitive, and you know, it's getting more and more serious in terms of how, you know, people are having to act. Like now, there's a lot of contracts that are stating like, okay, the athletes have to work out X amount of hours a week. They have
Oh,
to eat
really?
this kind of diet. Yeah, because
Because they gotta look good on camera and
It's not
whatnot.
even about looking good.
It's
It's
just
just about
one-
being like in your physical like peak.
Yeah,
And, like
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of these kids, you know, they're at home, you know, drinking like Mountain
terrible
Dew,
food.
Mountain
eating
Dew and jerking
Doritos
off,
and
yeah.
jacking off all day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And then
That's
all of a
me.
sudden
I'm
they're
talking about. I'm talking about me.
And all of a sudden, then they're sponsored. Unlike you, they're not sponsored for jacking off. So
Damn, man, I've been trying to get my Twitch right, bro. But I'm saying, like,
Bro, you got helicopter
Wrong
it
site,
up, man.
wrong site.
We'll get you a sponsor.
I'm trying to like get that hashtag going. Hangs to the left. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to make that shit popping. It's not working out for me. Do you do anything like with Twitch or like any of
so
those guys?
we do a lot of channel management. Something that we're really good at doing is taking, you know, any kind of channel, whether that's YouTube, Facebook, you know, Twitch, YouTube Live, like the YouTube gaming channel now. It's really easy to take those and then manipulate them, or not really manipulate the channel, manipulate the algorithm of that website.
Yeah.
To say like, okay, how can I get this channel to now peak at the top because it looks like, you know, 50 viewers a second are hitting it from multiple different countries and states. You
Yeah.
know? And so like by generating viewership, it's easy to like kind of force people to become bigger than they should be for their talent level.
Getting the buns.
So that's
you're
the
a
marketing
social
side of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're so like a social media guru type guy, huh? So question, do you have like one cool tip that you could tell people about social media? Is there a certain time of day where you should put out your post or something like that? Or do you have any kind of like general person tips like that for anybody?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I guess if I was aiming it towards like the general like entrepreneur, small business owner, or like, you know, independent artist, that kind of a thing, the number one thing I would say is stop posting shit. You know, like, because that's the number one thing I think I see now is everyone's posting so much white noise. Your posts, if you're not sponsoring your post, you're getting literally less than 0.001% of all viewership on social media.
Damn.
So, and then when you have, you know, 5 posts go out, let's say over the course of that week, and then all of them don't hit that well, eventually Facebook, Instagram, all of them are going to start hiding your content because they say like, well, you're always posting, no one engages with it. So we're going to show it to less people.
Oh, damn.
It's better to have, you know, 3 like highly organic, highly like very like self-identifying posts that really
and maybe even sponsor them or something too. Like,
oh yeah, I would suggest sponsoring all content, even if it's for like, let's say you're like, you know, starving artist.
Yeah,
$5 a post.
Yeah,
like $5
yeah.
a post. You know, that's really not that much over the course of the month. But now you're gonna get a ton of viewership that you would have never gotten.
Yeah,
and that's like the easiest way to like really like jump out of that lower trench.
Yeah,
a lot of
I've been
people are
dabbling
just thinking
with
like
the
post all day, post all day, post
Yeah.
all day.
What does that mean though? Like when you say $5 a post, do you mean like that artist? Do I not?
You old like Will and shit. You don't know how to use a computer on the goddamn phone. That's your promotion. Facebook, all this shit. There's your promotion.
You get $5 on it.
$5 on it, $30 on it, whatever.
Oh, so you know,
she said,
my
you mean I
fucking
got
high
5 on
ass.
it.
Yeah, no, my high ass thought that you were like, all right, Doritos, you give me $5 and I'll fucking post a fucking shot of me eating a Dorito.
Well, that's more like an influencer thing, and that's kind of, I think, started to deteriorate already. Like every girl between like 14 to 18 with an Instagram account now is a travel blogger, even though they're still in high school and like living at home with their parents. You know, they're like somehow they're, you know, wanderlust, all that bullshit. So like that whole influencer bracket now I think is being shooken up from, you know, okay, it's all about how many followers you have to like now what kind of content are you putting out? Are you truly like, I'll use women's cosmetics for example. Women's cosmetics, like if you're putting out a lot of organic content all about like natural like remedies and natural makeups and DIY replacements for like greenifying your life.
Yeah.
If you have organic content that are going to pull people into your channel besides just products, and then you put that sponsored post up there for a while, brands would rather engage with you now than the person with 20 million followers that just post selfies all day because everyone knows that's superficial. It's like everyone's gotten used to ads on Facebook, so they had to change the game.
And they're getting used to the influencers.
So like, the influencers are already so saturated. Now it's more about like, how well can you spin our product into your everyday life and not make it look like you're selling it for us?
I don't know if you
targeted branded content.
I don't know if you can, but can you tell us like you know, does it matter like which you know what you do exactly, like which avenue of social media you should use? You know what I mean? Like if you're a comedian, is Twitter better than Instagram? Like, you know what I mean? Like is that, you know?
Yeah, I mean that definitely is highly dependent on like what your product is. You know, if somebody who's like an entertainer, comedian, you know, actor or something like that, you know, I would definitely say like Twitter and Instagram would be your best like venues. Facebook's kind of dead for that now. Facebook's better for B2B. And even then, like LinkedIn is somewhere where I'd put ad money way before I put on Facebook.
LinkedIn.
I keep forgetting about LinkedIn.
LinkedIn's the new Facebook.
Yeah,
dude, LinkedIn is LinkedIn's huge.
Yeah, LinkedIn is huge. Yeah.
I deleted my ex's LinkedIn.
That's fucked up.
He would never dignify me calling him my ex because he just rode my face, but
okay.
Isn't that bad?
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
I love how he did trick on it. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah.
So you're like on the ground level on this kind of marketing stuff with the esports. You're gonna be like really rich one day.
I hope so, man.
Like super rich.
Honestly,
like embarrassingly rich.
I mean, I've made a couple Hail Mary passes like over the year. I remember talking to Devin back in like 2008. I was like, bro, buy Bitcoin. Like, I'm telling you, buy Bitcoin.
Bro, so I
You're
was
the one
just going to tell you.
He's been telling me for this
I
long
had somebody
time.
talk me out of it back around 2000 and
From
whatnot.
the jump, bro, Matt was mining coins. He showed me how to mine coins, and this was back when a Bitcoin was like
$18.
It was like $12, $16, $18 a Bitcoin. So I'm kicking myself. I cashed out. I had to, and some shit going on. But
we're gonna talk about your life, Devin. We're gonna leave you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've already gone through it. It has to do with a bunch of fungus.
Didn't
And
it go down
Now, me and
again,
Devin, we're gonna hug a little
It
bit
did.
later because about 10 years ago, I know when they first started, God, I want to say it was maybe $10. And when I saw them, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna put $100 on these motherfuckers. Just grab me 10 of these joints, and then every month I was like, I'm gonna get another 100 because I had heard about it. And I went and asked one of my stupid ass motherfucking friends.
Where they from?
Philly.
I don't want to put nobody out there. I still know this person.
Don't talk about Philly like that, boy.
See,
Don't
y'all-
talk about
y'all-
Philly
But I
like that,
asked one of
boy.
my stupid ass
If
motherfucking
y'all were from
friends.
fucking Tampa,
And this
over here-
motherfucker was like, man, don't do that shit. That's just stupid. That shit ain't never gonna last. I said, but yeah, it's so cheap right now. I'm also grab it anyway. I mean, this American dollar gonna fall sooner or later, dog. You know
Look
what I
at
mean?
you.
Like,
Yeah, but what are you gonna buy with that shit other than like drugs on the dark
dude,
web?
it's an investment. It's stock. This is
Drugs
how
on the dark web
billionaires
would
and
be a
rich
great
guys get
investment.
rich. Like, for example, it's
All right.
a Bitcoin is worth $3,000 right now, maybe $5.
No, it's worth like 10 right now.
$10,000
Yeah, it's going back up.
$10,000.
But-
So I had 10
Yeah.
motherfucking Bitcoins. I have 100 racks, dog.
But so just to answer, I do want to speak on that though real quick. So like Bitcoin used to be associated just like the underground drug markets, and it was like you could buy a sheet of LSD, you could buy a Kia code.
I've been
you could buy
missing
all
out,
different stuff
nigga.
on the dark web.
Yeah.
Rewind.
But-
Beep, 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 beep.
It's really outgrown that, and it's now people are starting to understand it's not just a replacement for currency.
Yeah.
It's so much more than that. And what
Yeah.
what you can do is you can compute data with the blockchain. So like let's say you wanted to power, let's just say this radio show off of the blockchain. You could publish your own your own coin, have multiple computers throughout the world run it, and as they host portions of files from your show or episodes of your show, they're earning a part of your currency just for hosting that on their computer. And you can allocate what that fee is, and people can jump in and out. But it kind of removes the middleman from a lot of different computer-related processes.
Yeah.
From like everything from banking to entertainment and artist management and like publishing. Like publishing is going to be huge. Like for artists, for comedians, like you guys have seen DMCA takedowns on YouTube. So imagine being able to digitally sign your work, digitally being able to sign your art, and then putting it out there and not worrying about who has it. It doesn't matter who has it because it's always yours. So even
It's always got that on it. Yeah.
yeah, so there's one specifically. What they're doing is they're taking art and assigning it like a block address, right? So if I sold you that painting, I said it was worth like $500, and then my commission on it was $15, right? You buy it from me from $500. Now you sell it to him for $200,000, right? I'm still gonna get paid when you sell it to him because I'm the original artist because it's signed with my signature. So it's every time it changes hands and it increases in value, artists will be able to still make something.
Wow, that's actually dope.
So
man.
we gotta give a shout out. My boy Zach Yanger started a company. It's called superrare.co. So you guys go check that out right now. It's a platform where you can do this, where Matt's talking about visual artists, graphic designers, musicians, people, photographers. You got stock photo, you got beats, you got something like that. Throw it up there, post it on. You create a profile and you submit it to the marketplace. And if somebody buys it, they might spend $1 on something you made in 5 minutes, and then maybe Kanye West likes it and he spends $100,000 on it. You get 10% of that transaction for the longevity every time it changes hands. So it's great compared to like a painter who would sell a piece of art and then that's it. Even though that art would increase in value. So and I'm glad we're talking about this because I wanted to get on what we were talking about earlier with cryptocurrencies financing media projects because I really think this is the future of film finance, and that's why I really want to get into it. So what I'm trying to do with Madness is there's a couple sites. I haven't decided which one or if I'm gonna basically just do it separately, but you can purchase equity in a film or a movie or a TV show, like to be a developer, be a quote unquote producer with a cryptocurrency from that project. So for example, I'm making a Madness coin. And by having this website or this group of people that can develop the coins and software, you create a Madness coin and you say, I have, 1 billion of them out there. And each coin you purchase with Ethereum because it's built on the Ethereum blockchain network. So that's how it works through that particular currency. But you say okay, I want, out of that 1 billion, it's going to represent 30% of the financing for my film. So that way everyone who's buying in with crypto can buy in for like $3 if they like your pitch. Or $100 or $10,000. Like the limit, it's kind of unlimited, and it's really it's treated legally like a security.
Yeah.
It's traded like a security. So if you own a Madness coin and we get another celebrity actor on board the project or something, and we have press for that, the value of that coin goes up.
Nice.
So that owner of that Madness coin can then say, oh, I bought this coin for $10. Now it's worth 20. I'm going to go sell it for 20. I made money before the fucking movie even comes out.
Yeah.
So it's going to create this whole nother market and industry of trades that occur based on the publicity and the raising of funds for the film. It's really going to treat film projects more like companies and little independent businesses per project.
And my favorite part is going to be, because already just with where blockchain has gotten us so far, we've seen so many amazing projects come out of it because of what's been built, how it's been built, and some of the innovation that we've seen. For artists, I can't imagine the type of stuff that's going to be funded now. Like how hard is it, like especially like in the city, how hard is it to get in front of the right person to get like a VC group to fund you for a movie or something?
It removes the gatekeepers.
And it's really like, if I want to pledge $3, like fuck it. Okay, like boom, $3. If I want to do 500 because I love the idea, 5,000 because I love the idea, okay, boom, here you go. And
it's not like crowdsourcing because you don't
it is like crowdsourcing, but it's crowdsourcing with equity. Like
that's what I meant.
It's like crowdsourcing stock.
Well, like you get to keep those funds that are raised.
It's almost like an IPO, if you would, of the company. Like Star Citizen, for instance, it's a computer game.
Oh yeah,
they did it on GoFundMe. I think they still hold the world record. They raised $185 million through like $5.
You see what I'm talking about? And that's a video game that they just had an idea for. That people were like, "Yeah, I want that. Here's $185 million fucking dollars, bro."
It started with a team of
all $5 too.
Yo, and I've been gaming and jacking off for years and getting paid nothing. Shit is crazy. I got to get on top of this shit.
I'm running for president. My GoFundMe is struggling. I got a couple of donations.
Man, put a video game on that bitch.
Carl and FE for president on GoFundMe.
Bro, so I bet you get a lot more people to vote for you if you be like, "Hey, vote for me for president. I'll make sure that all these things happen with video games. We'll create new video game stadiums. We got the first one in Philadelphia.
Ooh, you know what?
The first one was in Philadelphia.
I'm gonna make a policy video about it because I think that's a good idea.
I'm dead ass serious.
And this blockchain thing, I'm listening over here. You guys are writing my next presidential video for me right now. If you don't know it, with this blockchain thing and with the stock and the investment and the turn. Oh, I gotta bring it up. The people have to know.
I love this. This is a guy who's running for president that cares about what the people are thinking. Okay, cares about the people.
So if you all are listening to this in rush hour over on the East Coast,
I thought you about to say Russia. I'm about to say no.
Not in Russia. Maybe, I don't know. We got some hits, but not too much.
Oh, God.
Anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know at the time of this airing, you will be able to go to our YouTube, our social media, and our website, and you will see, if you feel so kindly, a Bitcoin wallet, an Ethereum wallet, and a couple other wallets, maybe Ripple, and we'll get one or two others in there. But and we'll also have a Patreon account set up. So we love to bring you guys content. If you throw us anything, hit us up on social media. You know the channels, and we'll take care of you with a gift basket and send you some merch and shit.
Yeah, merch. You
said that very seductively, the gift basket part. You're like, what's in your gift basket?
Carl, let me get a bass voice. Let me get Barry Manilow gift basket up in here.
What's in your gift basket?
There you go.
Wow, my panties dropped.
Give me the wet floor sign.
Question for both of y'all. We, always ask a couple questions for all of our guests. One of them being is, what's the advice to up-and-comers in your industry? Like, if you had a certain lesson or words of wisdom based on your careers, what do you impart? And then the second part is, what if you had unlimited resources? So, like, money's not an issue, whatever. What's your dream project? Like, you want to make a movie, you want to start a business, you want to do this, do that, whatever it is. So, what do you think? Tokyo, why don't we start?
Yeah. Okay. So I've had a lot of sex workers that I didn't know were sex workers until they told me, come up to me after shows, buy me shots. I would say go back to the software company. You don't want to get into this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be your fucking hooker icon. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be your fucking inspiration to be sucking dick. I don't know. That's just a real
that's
talk.
a good thing to tell an up-and-comer. Don't be your inspiration to sucking dick. That's what I'm talking about. So what would you do if you had unlimited amount of money? What's your dream project?
Never thought about this before, actually. I I really just have like a stupid, like, Pinky in the Brain answer to that, which is just I'd want to take over the world. So.
I mean, that's a good answer, I think.
That's great. It's one of the best.
I was just thinking if Carl had unlimited resources, he'd probably be president.
Oh man, oh man. If I had, boy, all I need is a couple of just retweets from a couple people, dog. Somebody share a post, cuz. Yo, Rufio, share a post.
Yo, Carl as president is what's his face Comanche from Idiocracy.
Oh, pretty much. Because if I win the presidency, the apocalypse is gonna happen the day before I get in. Like Trump and them just gonna be like, all right, we leaving. We gonna hit this button and just roll the fuck out of here.
I mean, if they go from Barack to Trump to you, they'll probably blow up everything. Yeah, right before you start.
Oh yeah. Right before I
It'd
start.
be like January 20th. Fuck this. It's over.
I'm telling you, or they'll kill me.
Because that's literally their whole point to be in office.
They will kill me
every day. They're just like, man, we got to work to undo what Obama did. That's like their whole thing. It's so funny to me.
Yep.
What about you, Matt? What's your advice?
Telling the up and comer.
Your dream thing.
Getting into marketing, man. Smoke a lot of weed. Like you're gonna need
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a stressful job, man. Honestly, like if you were trying to get into coding, I would say like learn Python. It's gonna be changing the world over the next like 10 years with data science.
Okay.
If you're trying to get into marketing, I would say like please don't waste your money. Like go into college. Like look up online resources. Like I've met so many people $75,000-$80,000 in debt for no fucking reason. When you can learn it, like it's all DIY. Like social media wasn't really that big 15 years ago. Like just realize that like nobody that's teaching it right now is a fucking expert in it. Like, most of those experts are on YouTube. They're on like private sites. You can learn everything online at a fraction of the, price. Sometimes a fraction of the commitment too. It's like you can learn it all in 12 hours. So why drag it out over the course of like a whole semester?
Yeah.
Unlimited resources. Yeah. So I would probably try to do like something impactful, like for the world, like I've always thought like big dick energy is like definitely like Elon Musk trying to fix like the planet, trying to say like fuck it, like let's get to Mars, like people
that's
that
what
are,
I'm talking about.
People that are so smart and successful that they're like, I'm gonna change the world because no one else is capable of like getting this done. Like that to me is inspirational. So I'd really like to try to like have some kind of impact. Like when I leave.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
Real quick, I gotta ask because I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the show. As a person in marketing, you say like you suggest smoking weed before we go. Do you feel like weed can help your creativity sometimes? Is it a particular strain of weed? Like, are you a sativa guy, indica guy?
Specifics now. So I think it all really depends. I think sativas definitely help you get more creative if you're working on the right project. Like if you're working on like a law group's like media campaign for like the Southeast United States, probably don't want to be high for that. At the same time, though, if you're working with like an artist or you're working with like a band that's touring or you're working with a creative entity or a brand that's like able to have fun, then absolutely like something a little light like will definitely help you.
Like EA Sports, maybe.
Yeah, like something like anything that's like a more creative outlet. Usually the product is always going to be better when you're in that creative flow. Obviously we have I think a team of like right now like 5 graphic designers. I think most of them, I'm pretty sure it's like one of those like don't ask, don't tell. Like we're from Florida, so but it's I'm pretty sure they're high all the time because they just walk in like they'll be wearing sunglasses at 10. So
that's all graphic designer. I have a bachelor's degree in graphic design, print media.
Oh, nice.
And yes, we do smoke mad fucking weed, homie.
Yeah,
you gotta make some shit 3 a.m. You gotta get that shit done in 8 hours. Ain't no sleep going down. That's nothing but weed and coffee and.
I bet those video gamers smoke weed too, because I was at that event with the Blast Pro Series or whatever, and I was walking past Team Liquid, the like international champions of the whole world of this one video game, and just you could tell who were like the boss ass players because they were just like vape penning so hard, and these were not jewels. These were weed pens. Yeah. They were just like, fuck it, we're still gonna win, bro. Whatever, man. I was like, wow.
I think a lot of them are like jacked up on a lot of different stuff, just like getting ready for those matches.
Like
so I think
Red Bull and weed.
Yeah, just like up, down, riding that roller coaster.
Yeah.
But
see, I couldn't drink before though. I'm terrible at video games when I drink.
Yeah, I'm terrible at a lot of things when I drink,
bro.
I honestly, I wish I still had time for video games these days. Like, I love games, but it's like fuck, man. Like
it takes a lot of time.
I would get
it's maturity. Yeah, it's maturity. I had to put that when I first moved out here and was trying to do I'm doing my LA thing 10 years ago. I had to decide between taking 140 snaps a week in Madden and motherfucking making music and going out in the street. And I probably touched that game about 7 times in the last 10 years. Past that, I just watch like the gameplay itself on TV while I'm actually doing like regular shit like editing something or working on a song or, I'm sitting there getting high or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I wish I could have given it up, man. Like at the time,
you know, I mean, once Skyrim came out, that was pretty much the end of my life. The fact that you guys laugh makes me know that you guys know someone. You all know someone who plays Skyrim, and you're worried about them still. Like, that's the thing.
Like before that, it was just Warcraft.
Yeah, it was Warcraft. It was fucking these RPGs, dog. I replayed the entire Mass Effect series recently.
What got me. Mass Effect got me.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. It was just, oh man, like, oh my god. I mean, you can fuck aliens. I don't care how much of my time. Yeah, I missed this day of work. No call, no show, bro. I'm banging alien titties. Like, what?
I sense a TV pilot for Playboy coming out, starring Will and some aliens.
Man, Playboy, please do not call me again. I'm so fucking embarrassed at the last time, dog. I don't know if I. That's the thing is, I know it was one of those things where I did it and I was laughing to myself, thinking, man, if I do get famous, this is gonna be the most hilarious story.
Did you RSVP to the Area 51 thing?
Oh hell no, man! I didn't even know about that until like right before it was about to happen, and it was one of those things where I was like. Oftentimes, I feel like running around and doing dumb shit with white people is like a shield.
You're
like
right,
in Philly,
yes.
I've escaped many scenarios because of using white friends as shields, and I tell them this. I want my white friends to know. If you're listening to this, like my white roommates, my neighbor recently accused me and the other black guy in the house of being drug dealers because there's a Maserati outside, and we like have a bunch of people over late at night. You know, girls or whatever. And so he calls our landlord and he's like, yo, I think these dudes are drug dealers and all this shit. And like we had a big discussion about it as a house. But basically where it ended was because I had this plan the whole time and I made all the roommates meet up. I was like, just so you guys know, when the police come, because they will. If your neighborhood thinks you selling dope, eventually at some point the cops gonna be there. When they show up, only white people are answering the door. I want y'all to know right now, only white people are answering the door. Rich, I want you to go and threaten a litigation. I want you to press charges, okay? And I'm going to stay my black ass in my room smoking a fat blunt. I'll let you know when this shit is over.
We actually have a Skitbag skit about this called My White Guy. Check it out on Facebook.
I love that fucking sketch.
That's
My
what this
White
Guy
is
about.
1-800 My White Guy.
Yeah. It came from something I called White Guy in the Closet. Because I was like, yo, sometimes my homie used to sell drugs. We used a bunch of people in the house and shit. So the cops would show up. I was like, man, if you could just have like a white dude in the closet, just pull
pop him out.
And go to the door and just, everything's fine, fellas.
Hey,
nothing's wrong.
Officer.
There must be a misunderstanding.
What seems to be the problem?
Have a good day. Sorry about that, sir.
First of all, who the fuck are you calling white?
See, I was talking about these two.
What do you mean, you people?
I don't know.
What's your nationality?
I'm just fucking with you.
Are you white?
You never know these days.
Yeah, you could be Asian or something.
This is
I'm
LA.
I am half Russian, a little Korean, French, Irish, English, German, Lithuanian, Romanian.
Have you ever been to Russia?
Mongolian. No, I really want to go. I heard like there's a lot of hot ass bitches in Kiev,
Man.
like the hottest.
Yo, Moscow. I was in Moscow, bro. I remember in New York when I was living in New York, and LA is a little bit like this, but it's a lot of fake shit going on in LA. So you got to, it's like hot, fake, hot, fake. You know what I'm saying? But in New York, they're like all, there's no extra shit on them. They just are that fine.
Yeah.
It was the same way in Moscow, but like then they'd have the fake shit, but still be hot. I was like, damn, how you bought a black woman's ass and it actually worked out for you. Wow. In this cold ass climate too. That booty ain't shrink none at all. I was proud, man. Shit. You damn right I slept with some girl in Russia. I don't care
Damn right.
at all.
Sexy style too, like always looking fucking on point, super hot. Got the earrings,
So sexy,
got
man.
the fucking.
I was like, what? I mean, block for block, dude. They had so many hot women. It was like getting smacked in the face every few seconds.
That's why I want to go.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Your look would fit in there.
People think I have like usually like one old Russian guy every 2 months that comes up to me talking Russian, thinking that I'm speaking.
I would imagine so.
Like,
You look. Yeah, once you said you were part Russian, I was like, I could see that.
Yeah, you could play like Anushka or something.
I'm like,
Anushka.
Spasibo,
Baba Yaga.
Thanks.
Spasibo. Yeah. Spasibo. Yeah. Moshna.
Right?
I don't speak no damn Russian, y'all. I just said enough to get laid.
That's all you need. Just ask them how to get to the
It
bathroom.
was that. It was that and
gonna
doing Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice at a karaoke club in Moscow.
That was it.
And all the white girls went crazy for it. It was crazy.
that's
I was getting no
awesome.
play the whole time I was there.
That's awesome.
I did one Snoop Dogg song and they were like, "Oh my God, he's black." I was like, "You didn't notice this whole time?"
You know why?
Black.
You avoided the helicopter.
Man, it ain't easy.
It ain't easy. You gotta resist the urge, man.
Yeah. Yo, thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Yes.
We're reaching an hour right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys.
Real quick before we get out of here, because we're at an hour right
Social
now. Some
media and
change.
stuff like that.
Give us your social media. Plug anything that you want people to check out online, or if you want people to stop by the Comedy Store or whatever to see you, or check out your stuff. ESL.
What you got going on? Check out. Hit up the camera. Talk to the
people. You can find me on Instagram at Tokyo Kuntpunch. That's cunt with a K. And you can find me rapping about doing bad shit at I Am Hung Young. IAMHUNGYUNG. And you can also find me if you want to holler at me. Just hit up 1-800-HOOKS-A-LOT. Baby got back. Thanks.
Is that a real fucking phone number? Because player needs to know the facts.
Go ahead, Matt.
You can follow me on Instagram. It's the Matthew Parks. Twitter, same thing. Don't find me on Facebook. And that's really it. Yeah.
Are you like private
what's
account on
what's
Facebook?
your company's name?
No,
what's your company? You got like a company name or anything?
Yeah, it's Bobsy Studios. BobsyStudios.com. So that's our
spell it out
marketing
for
group. BOVSI Studios.com.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right, I dig that.
I guess.
Carl, you want to do your plugs?
Oh yeah. Mr. C the Enforcer, Poppy Carlo on the Insta Jesus, Mr. C Force on the Twitters. Check out Tony 2020 for president on all different media forms. Come see the videos. Come see my policies. I know I'm seem crazy, but I'm actually a very rational, well-educated old man. Also, check out the Ding Dong Show at the Comedy Store every Monday. Check out gtscomedyjam.com. We do 2 shows a month. Check out the Scramble movie, which is on iTunes. Check out the Clapper, which is on Netflix. Check out Method and the Madness that's coming up. But check out anything that got a Skitbags name around it, or me, Mr. C the Enforcer, Poppy Carlo, Skitbags Radio.
And if you play that backwards, you'll hear a message for the devil, and it will be trying to brainwash you into murdering people in the Hollywood Hills. I just, every time you do that whole spiel, I'm like, damn, how does he even think of that shit? Like, I just can't even, like.
It's a good movie.
You know what I'm
Nice tie
saying?
in there.
Yeah, fuck.
Just wind Carl up and let him loose.
Will Toussaint at Instagram. It's Will Toussaint, and my Facebook. Don't worry about that. Whatever. I'm probably gonna delete my Facebook honestly soon. It's just too much of police killing black people and little children in cages, and it's so depressing. And then my Twitter is Will_or_won't. Yeah, man. Check out the Mix and Sarah still up on YouTube. Check out Fight Dubs. We're dropping new episodes. Check out Skitbags. And I want to give a big shout out because I don't know if we haven't talked about it this whole episode, but rest in peace to Phoebe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our mascot and our beloved, heart of Skitbags. She passed, murdered by a bee.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck bees.
Yeah, fuck bees.
Wait, I didn't hear how.
Wait,
so that's
what?
how Phoebe died. She got stung or something, and
Yeah,
like allergic or something.
Yeah, that's like as bad for dogs as like
Phoebe survived a hawk attack. She survived being with the fucking Skitbags in a mansion for fucking 2 years.
Yeah, for real.
And trust me,
that's an accomplishment.
And to go out like that, yeah, but you know,
she survived getting almost jacked by a hawk.
Yeah,
a couple months ago.
I did hear about that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I'm fucking Jersey.
Yeah,
he's a badass.
Yeah, so
shout out to Mickey and all the family.
Yeah, shout out to Mickey,
the whole Gooch family.
Phoebe was super important to us. Still is. Long live Phoebe.
The heart live on forever. Skitbags.
So we carry her with us, and she's gonna stay with us and whatnot, and she lives on.
Yeah, she's our mascot. She's the logo.
Hilarious that it's not the cigarettes that killed her.
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy, right? Or all the drugs she was on.
All
the drugs she ate off the floor.
Yeah, all the fucking,
Come on, guys. For all of you listening, the logo is Phoebe smoking a cigarette.
A cigar.
Blunt cigarette.
No, it's a cigarette. It's a cigarette. We
it
put
is a cigarette?
No, we took a real picture where we actually
yeah.
put the cigarette in Phoebe's mouth.
Good Lord,
and took
help
the picture.
us.
I think that was Hermosa or something like that.
That sounds like,
I was like,
okay.
yo, dude, we just took this picture of Phoebe. I was like, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? It's a bulldog.
funny.
She has gas, for Christ's sake.
She does have the gas.
But R.I.P. Phoebe.
Yeah.
The heart of Skitbags.
Heart of Skitbags. Dev, you want to plug your stuff here, buddy?
I got some plugs and shout outs. So, Sailor_Dev on Instagram. But more importantly, go follow Skitbags. You can go to the website, check out links to all the shows.
Skitbags Radio.